A nut company sells peanuts for $3 per pound, and they sell cashews for $8 per pound. They want to create a mixture that is worth $6 per pound. If they want 10 pounds of this mixture, how many pounds of each type of nut should they use? Let's start off with our let statements. They ask us how many pounds of each type of nut should they use. So they're looking for the amount of each type. So let's let the amount of peanuts, used be X, and then the second type is cashews. So we'll let the amount of cashews used be Y. Now, even though this is a different type of mixture problem, we're not mixing two different liquids to try and get the right concentration of some ingredient. We're mixing two different types of a solid ingredient, nuts, to try and get a certain price. Even though it's a different type of mixture problem, we're still going to use the same chart that we used before. But this time the relationship is amount times rate equals price. So in this problem, we're starting off with peanuts and cashews. So that's how we're going to label the first two rows. And we want to combine them for a particular mixture. Now the amount of peanuts, we said that was going to be X, and the amount of cashews used would be Y. We need to know the amount of the mixture, but the problem tells us they want 10 pounds of the mixture, so the amount is going to be 10. The rate, it's not going to be a percent like the last problem. In this case, the rate is the price per pound. Peanuts, the selling rate is $3 per pound. Cashews are $8 per pound. And the mixture they want to be worth $6 per pound. So we're going to have that be 6. Now to get the price, we multiply the amount or the weight of the nuts times the rate, the dollars per pound, to get the price. For peanuts, X times 3 is 3X. For cashews, Y times 8 is 8Y. And the mixture, if we want 10 pounds and it's $6 a pound, 10 times 6 is going to give us a total cost of $60. Now we need to get a system of two equations that model the situation. And even though it's a different relationship, amount times rate equals price, we're still going to get the two equations from the first column and the third column. Let's look at the amount column. They're using X pounds of peanuts and Y pounds of cashews to get a total of 10 pounds of the mixture. That means that X plus Y has to equal 10. Maybe it's 5 pounds of peanuts and 5 pounds of cashews. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Maybe it's 3 pounds of peanuts and 7 pounds of cashews. 3 plus 7. However it is, we know that we need 10 pounds in total. Then we look at the price. If we're mixing X pounds of peanuts and Y pounds of cashews, then the peanuts are worth $3X and the cashews are worth $8Y, and 3X plus 8Y has to equal the total value of the mixture, which we said had to be $60. So we have X plus Y equals 10, and 3X plus 8Y equals 60. We can solve this by substitution or elimination. I'm going to use substitution. I'm going to isolate the X in the first equation by subtracting Y from both sides. That gives X equals 10 minus Y. And then I'm going to substitute that into the second equation. Wherever I see an X, I'm going to replace it with 10 minus Y. So going to the second equation, we have 3 times x, which we discovered was equivalent to 10 minus y, plus 8y equals 60. If we distribute the 3 on the left-hand side, that gives us 30 minus 3y plus 8y equals 60. Combining like terms, negative 3y plus 8y is 5y. So 5y plus 30 equals 60. If we subtract 30 from both sides, 5y equals 30. And if we divide by 5, 30 divided by 5 is 6. So we have y equals 6. Going back to our let statement, y was the amount of cashews. That's going to be 6. And these are measured in pounds, so that's going to be 6 pounds of cashews. If the mixture is 10 pounds in total, and we're using 6 pounds of cashews, what's left has to be peanuts. How many pounds are left? Well, 10 minus 6 is 4. So we have 4 pounds of peanuts. You can also figure that out by substituting. We know that x is equal to 10 minus y. In this case, y is 6, so x is 10 minus 6, and 10 minus 6 is 4. Now that we've solved for both of the variables, we can state the conclusion. They ask how many pounds of each type of nut should they use. They should use 4 pounds of peanuts and 6 pounds of cashews. And that's our final answer.